Welcome back to a very special episode on the Crypto Father channel. Today we are celebrating the 1-year anniversary for the BlockDag pre-sale. Yes, it's been a year since BlockDag announced its pre-sale, the launch of its pre-sale, and today must be somewhere around the time of a 1-year anniversary. Now, I realize that this may be a little bit unconventional for most because we're used to pre-sales taking couple of months at most, maybe 3, but BlockDag has decided that they are worth your time and they will continue their pre-sale into eternity. It's been a year and they are still in the pre-sale phase. I was a little bit hesitant about making this video because ever since having made a couple of videos about BlockDag about a year ago, I've been continuously receiving my YouTube feed has been flooded by bots and spam, and on a regular basis, whenever I post a video, it is spammed by at least 2 spam messages generated by bots trying to get people to think that some doofus is sharing their 12-word keys for their crypto wallet, and it's absolutely annoying. So making this video or uploading this video about BlockDag again on my channel is probably a bad idea because I will most likely get flooded once again with spam bots and stupid ass messages from people who are saying that BlockDag is the next best thing, it's better than Bitcoin. But let me tell you a little bit about why I'm making this video, and I think it's important that I do make this video. It's important that I talk about this because I don't know if anybody does talk about it. There aren't too many negative videos about BlockDag, and there really should be. All right, so a year ago I made a video about BlockDag, so you can see the timestamp right here. 1 year ago, this was BlockDag then with a massive pre-sale, and basically in this video I talked about the problem that I had with BlockDag accepting Visa and credit card and Google Pay and Apple Pay payments for their pre-sale. Usually these things would be conducted via the exchange of a cryptocurrency like Ethereum in exchange for the tokens, but these guys were collecting money through regular payments. They did have Litecoin, Tether, and I don't know what that is, BNB listed here, but I mean there's no pre-sales using Visa or credit cards. But anyway, so this was a year ago, so it's been a year obviously since they've had an ongoing pre-sale, and I do remember going to their website every 14 days or so. The ticker was set for 14 days and then it would reset itself, and that's what prompted me to make this video 1 year ago about BlockDag because it just seemed fishy. The next video that I made was a little while later. This is also a year ago, in which I talked about BlockDag, which continued to have pre-sale, but it also had a lot of complaints from people. And here's the thing about complaints: when you see projects that are legitimately working and people have confidence in them, people will complain. People will say that devs are bad, or this is bad, or that is bad, but you hardly ever hear anybody screaming scam. And with BlockDag, there's a lot of people screaming exactly that. The next video I made about BlockDag was 11 months ago. You can see the timestamp right here, and so this was a month post the pre-sale, which was still ongoing. So a month later, the pre-sale was still ongoing, and I think the timestamp was changed on the pre-sale. For some reason, I didn't capture them here, which is unfortunate. But we are now in present day, and there is a final call to go live reveal. There is 1 day, 21 hours. There is a counter now, and apparently BlockDag is going to launch on 20 exchanges. So that's the announcement that BlockDag has put out right now. They've raised $294 million apparently, because 2, 3, 4 million was never enough. And so $249 million later, they are saying that they're going to launch a day later. And so this video comes in timely because I guess we're going to have to see whether BlockDag is actually going to come out with the 20 exchange launch and whether it's going to actually launch. One thing that always bothers me is the prediction or the pre-sale of a specified price, right? So they're always saying we're going to sell it to you at the pre-sale for this price, and when it launches on exchanges, it's going to be at a specific price. And how do they know these things? Like, I mean, the valuation is already set before the actual release to the open market and before the markets decide what the valuation of a project should be. That is a bit odd. Now, BlockDag has been very prominent in the most recent news releases, and this is what prompted me to make this video, essentially, because I'm a little bit concerned with the amount of news releases that are coming out about BlockDag. But I did just open up a bunch of them, and you can notice, as I have just now, that all of them come from the exact same source, and that is Crypto Economy. So you've got this that was published June 11th, which is just a day ago. Then there is this again, June 11th from Crypto Economy, June 10th from Crypto Economy, June 10th from Crypto Economy, June 9th from Crypto Economy, June 9th, June 9th, and June 9th. And so this is released by the exact same media outlet. There are no other media outlets reporting about BlockDag, and that is odd, because if BlockDag was an actual legitimate project, they would be advertising with a lot more media outlets. They would be on other advertising platform, particularly with the amount of capital raise that they claim to have done. $294 million is nothing to scoff at, and so you would expect to for BlockDag to have a lot more exposure to media channels than they presently have. Another thing that you receive when you go to CoinGecko, you type in BlockDag, there's nothing that comes out. BDAG /sol comes up here, and when you follow the link, you get BDAG is USD. But this is run on Solana, which is a bit iffy because obviously you can launch any token on Solana through pump.fun. And since BlockDag has not been launched yet, we're assuming that this is a fake token, a shitcoin, a meme coin that's been launched on pump.fun or something similar. The other one is BlockDag on Wrapped ETH, and that's been launched in January the 25th, or sorry, January 8th of 2025. And that's seen a nice bump here, but once again, I assume that this is another scam coin, and people are trading it like they would another meme coin. When you go to CoinMarketCap and type in BlockDag, there's a lot of information, a lot of posts from people that are not very confident in stilling. People who believe in these scams should not complain when natural selection attacks them first. Baba says, the BlockDag presale is older than your grandma's VHS tapes and still not released. What a scam. Yeah, that BlockDag presale countdown is such a joke. Every time the countdown ends, boom, they just reset the clock and start all over again. Precisely what I've been saying. It's like an infinite loop meme, and people are just sitting here waiting for this big launch that never actually happens. What a way to milk that presale hype people who invest in light. There's stoves with $100 bills. There's somebody who's bullish, probably about, since my first purchase, 4,000 people marked favorite BlockDag on CMC. Now these numbers tells a lot. Okay. Earn crypto from your phone, completely free. Join the BlockDag revolution, the next generation. Okay, this is obviously bot generated. I have just said you're their TG group about presale and never happening launch. I was blocked and banned. BlockDag is a scam. There you go. This is probably what this person said, something in maybe Discord or whatever, some media channel. They're playing a game with all of us. They announced on their Twitter that they are going to announce 20 new exchanges on the 13th of May. Why it looks suspicious? Similarity to the previous scam, the project Euler Network. So this is, again, I've talked about Euler Network, and this is mentioned here once more. Ended as a scam, but BlockDag has the same app, the same logo, and practically the same model. This suggests it's just a rebranding of an old scam. So there's a lot of negative sentiment and a lot of negative posts. And from my experience, what I've learned is trust them, because when there is something fishy, most people will say it. There will be bots and there will be, attempts to rectify the situation from the scammers themselves by posting stuff like this, or bullish, banging project, blah, blah, blah. But these are all bots, or things posted by the people who are running the scam. And trust me when I tell you, you will hear positive news and everything will look good until the very end, when it all disappears, when it all comes crashing down. When you look at their X account, the last post was March 29th. This is the pinned post. Here's a more recent one, June 7th, boom, 287 million. Let's see if there are any comments. Welcome to BlockDag apps. I'm full trying to share his referral. There is no other ones here. So not many posts, not many answers to this post. Let's see on the pinned post if there are more messages. Here's a post from James Stanner, April 8th. This project is exactly why regulators need to be put in place to hold companies like this responsible. They've held my money for over a year and I've gotten nothing from and no way to get it back. They've held should be jailed. They all should be jailed. So again, this guy says that he put in money and no token was given, 0 tokens. So all these here are obviously scams. They're not actual BlockDag tokens or BlockDag coins. Someone please explain, as a early investor, I spent $3,400, oh brother, and could now buy some amount of coins for $1,200. How is that fair? Yeah, exactly. Too much talking. I prefer delivering results. It's more important what people do rather than saying, and they've done nothing so far. When I logged into my account, all the BlockDag coins I earned from mining were deleted and it said 0. So people are losing. I don't know, I guess there's some mining going on. So a lot of negative comments, and that is a mega red light, and I mean mega red light. So the other problem that I have with BlockDag is the whole mining issue of mining thing. So when you go, they try to sell mining, and I talked about this in the past as well. And the problem with mining is that it should be mined. But so basically, miners receive 75 billion tokens. Pre-sale has 50 billion tokens set aside for. So how is that possible? When you're mining, the presumption is that when you mine, you are mining the tokens in order to generate them. But now we're looking, if there is a pre-sale, then obviously these tokens must have been generated already because people are now able to buy them. So if they're all mined, if you can buy them in a pre-sale, then what's mineable? How, like, these tokens have been pre-mined and now they're set for pre-sale? Like, it just makes no sense. Also, there are complaints from some people that they have not received their miners, which BlockDag are also selling. And apparently you can download these miners through apps on your phone. And honestly, I wouldn't trust downloading an app from BlockDag onto my device and using it, because I have no idea what mischief that thing could cause. And the prices, how many coins will you mine per day? 30 miners. So I have no idea what's going on here. But let me just show you the most recent example that I would like to share with you, okay? I talked about an app that I was using on Telegram that was generating some profits, and I thought that app was the cat's pajamas, and I was sharing it. I've taken those videos down since, but I was sharing that app because I thought it was simply stupendous, because it was in fact generating some profits for some time that I've been using the app. And so this is the announcement that was released by these guys before they disappeared with my ton and with everybody else's ton. Big update, server upgraded, smoother, faster, AI go trade, spatial arbitrage is now unlimited, triangle arbitrage now gives double return on investment, celebrate with us. Server. So this is a message that was posted, and literally this was posted on April 17th, and literally the same day or the next day it was gone. It just disappeared. You can see deleted account. I kept it for the messages that I could so I could check on them, but the account just disappeared. And so before I got into AI Go Trade, I looked online, I looked on their X account, and there were some complaints from people saying that they were not able to access their accounts. And I confronted the people. Apparently, and the AI Go Trade, by the way, was a stupendously looking app. It was well developed, it worked well, and so it was very confidence inspiring. I talked to support, and support were very welcoming, and they were very apologetic, and they basically told me that the people complain are people who have misused the application, that they were cheating, and so they were banned or they were closed off temporarily from the app until they fixed the problem. And so that sounded correctly, but I should have had taken the red flags into consideration. And when I read people complain about the app and about losing their money, I should have listened to them and stopped right there. And these are the red flags that you're getting from BlockDag, from all these people who are complaining. It's the same idea. Now, BlockDag is saying that they are going to launch in a day. And I guess we're going to have to wait and see whether this is going to take place or if they're going to relaunch again for another round of pre-sales. Now, it's been a year. This timer has reset again and again and again. And we have 1 day and 21 hours left to see whether this timer will reset once more. And so now is a very good timing to have some clarity on what BlockDag is actually going to do. But from the looks of it, there's a lot of people who are complaining and calling it a scam. And I just looked here. So here you can see the payments. This is Ethereum, Tether, and BNB. And then you've got Visa, MasterCard, Google Pay, and Apple Pay. Those are the options with which you can purchase your DAG. I'm laughing because it says groundbreaking crypto presale 2025, which has been ongoing since 2024. So technically they should say 2024 to 2025, but obviously that's not the case. And so, you know, this website is well developed, and there's a lot of controversy about these guys. They look very AI generated, these two guys, the keynote speaker. Then there are some YouTubers who apparently have made videos about BlockDag. You can see how weird his mouth is moving. That looks very AI generated. So it's very easy, I guess, for people who know how to do it to take a video, and you notice that whenever he's talking about BlockDag, the screen switches off and it switches over to a picture of BlockDag. So this guy could actually be a crypto creator who has introduced a project, and then BlockDag took his video and basically replaced it with their fake presentation, with their fake mouths and fake pictures, and just installed sounds and voices. So I don't know who these guys are. So this is okay. This video, let's see, when was this video released? So this video says, let's have a quick look. See if we can find this video online. How old is this video? So this is 2 days, 0 hours from 2 months ago. All right, so that's perfect. 2 months ago, this video was posted 2 months ago, and this guy is showing a timer of 2 days. So that means that BlockDag has its pre-sale finish in 2 days, 2 months ago, and then it must have relaunched its pre-sale yet once again, and now we are seeing we've got another day to go, at which point BlockDag will most likely reset the timer once more. You know, they doomed themselves. I mean, they doomed themselves by posting this video, who apparently they hope would legitimize their presence. But again, the proof is right here. Crypto Pandas, whoever that is, you've got 2 months, a video that is 2 months old, and a timer for a pre-sale that is 2 days prior to the expire of the pre-sale. And now we're looking at another timer 2 months later, and the timer is still on 1 day. So that tells you the story. So I'm going to conclude with this. The final reveal of BlockDag is going to be a complete letdown, and I feel sorry for people who invested, but it's important that this video is out. So please make sure to share this video with a wider audience, explain to people or tell them about BlockDag that it's a scam. And even if they do launch, which I don't think that they will, but I mean, a day and 20 hours will tell. Even if they do launch, I would personally not ever invest money into it, because it's been such a dodgy project so far. I don't see this project going anywhere, and honestly, I don't think it's a legitimate project. I don't think it will launch, in my mind, it's a complete scam. So please make sure to share this video with a wider audience, because on my last videos, when I posted them about BlockDag, I posted them in Reddit, and people did comment on them saying that they were not aware of this video, of my video being out there talking about BlockDag being a scam. And those were people who lost money, and they were saying, I wish I had seen that video prior to investing money into BlockDag, because they lost money. Some people have been, you know, held hostage for over a year, and they're not being held hostage. That money is gone. If you invested into BlockDag, you're not getting any of that back, unfortunately. So share this video, let people know about BlockDag. I mean, you know, make your own decisions, but in my mind, BlockDag is a scam. And I think that's been confirmed in the last part of the video. What else can we say? Please make sure to smash the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, the Crypto Father channel, and of course share the video with everybody who you think should see it, because people should see it, because there's too much of this going on. Enough is enough. I will see you tomorrow on a Friday. Have a safe day. Peace.